Lottie Dottie, it's your boy Retro. Want to hop on and say what's up to everybody real quick. We are getting the road gram off the bike. She rode us, or we rode her some 1,500 plus miles over this weekend, which for some is not a lot, but for me that's a nice little weekend. And man, you talk about through some rain, some torrential rains. It was bananas, man. And but by God's grace, more grace and less skill of the rider, we were able to get home safe and sound. I got a chance to meet my grandbaby for the first time last night. My first grandson was born into this world on Saturday afternoon, and so we left Maryland trying to get here in time before midnight, and we were successful. So the ride on this past weekend was trifold. We had some Mission 448 patches that we had to get handed out. So we stopped in not West Virginia. We stopped in Virginia. Shout out to Buster and Cinnamon for completing their ride, the Virginia Four Corners. And thank you for your patience. They were patient as we, were able to get around to delivering them their patch. We could have put it in the mail a long time ago, but we opted to hand deliver it because they're such ground pounders. We just thought anything else would be uncivilized. And so we had a great time, met up with them, fellowship briefly there in Virginia, and then we made a beeline for Maryland. And we were able to stop by the Kingdom Knights 20th celebration at the, what was it, Washington, Harley Davidson of Washington or whatever. They had a really nice turnout, saw a lot of faces in the place, and some faces that I didn't expect to see I was able to run into as well. And so that was a nice turnout. We weren't able to stay for the Sunday biker church that took place earlier this morning there in Maryland because we had to be back here at Upper Praise. But we at least wanted to show our face. And while we were there, we thought it was, proper to knock out the Maryland Four Corners. And so that's what we did. Myself and Levi rode with me. And it was a great ride. We had good weather. We were expecting rain. And not only were we expecting it, we were anticipating it. So much so that I actually went out and purchased me an official rain suit. It was actually a more than just a rain suit, though. I ended up getting a riding suit that doubles as a rain suit by Aero Stitch, I believe is the correct pronunciation. Shout out to Aero Stitch. Man, I was a little disappointed at first because I said, look, man, they're calling for all this rain. And what's going on, guys? Thank you for pressing play. Can you sing for me? Yeah, I'll sing for you before we end. Unc, you should play a song. My ankles hurt. Boy, I tell you, YouTube is something else, man. But thank you guys for pressing play. What was I saying, man? What was I saying? Yeah, so I get this suit, right? Aero Stitch. I'm going to do a review on it. I did a video last night as I was undressing. I shouldn't say undressing, as I was taking off the rain suit. And I'm looking for my stool. But anyway, yeah, so I get this suit and we get off on the trip and no rain. All the rain they were calling for kept pushing out, which, I wasn't complaining because it's not like I enjoy riding in the rain, but I just made this investment on this suit and I want to see what it do, see if it's going to do what it do. Well, lo and behold, it didn't disappoint. But I'm glad it worked the way it did because while we were doing the Four Corners, we didn't get any rain. We had pretty good riding weather. And it wasn't until we were making our way back home, we had already left Maryland. And man, we had actually got all the way back. Well, coming through Maryland, we got a little sprinkle, nothing serious. And but by the time we got to Durham, North Cackalack, whoo-wee, the bottom literally dropped out on us. And because we were riding so good without any rain, we didn't have on, I had on my rain pants. I had the pants on because they're riding gear as well. And And so the rain it just opened up on us. And so we had no choice but to hit the next exit because couldn't see nothing. I don't have my helmet here, it's inside, but I've got a LS2, shout out to LS2. It's what I ride with, the Advant X. Great little helmet, I like it. It's lightweight and it's functional. It is the modular style, so it flips up, and I ride with it flipped up most of the time. Last night I closed it because I was trying to, you know, the rain was serious, man. It was bad. So we couldn't see nothing, literally. And so we pulled over, and at the next exit, barely made it there, and got to a gas station under the cover, and tried to wait it out a little bit. Meanwhile, I put on all my gear for the rain, and I was able to press through it. I looked at the radar, and the radar where we were was where the thick of it was, and it was moving northeast. And so I told my buddy that was with me, I said, look, man, if we push through this, it'll break, we'll be good. We can, the worst we've already encountered. And that's a word for somebody right now, because sometimes we give up. We done already endured the worst. Everything after that is gravy, man. If you got through what you went through, the rest is cake. And so I pressed on because I couldn't not make it back in time to see my grandbaby. I wouldn't felt right. That's just me. And hey, how's it going, man? You guys doing all right today?
Yeah, man. Think it any prettier than this.
Yeah, you got that right. Absolutely gorgeous today.
Day to ride.
Yeah, I'm going to here in a little bit. Get her clean and then take her out. And some new neighbors there. But what was I saying, guys? Yeah, so I pressed through, and sure enough, it broke. It broke it. As I left the first exit after I geared up, it wasn't. My visor was fogging up. Glasses were fogging up. It was bad. It was. So I stopped at the next exit again, and at that exit, I bought some Rain X, which is in my saddlebag, and it's gonna stay in my saddlebag, and because it worked wonders. So I sprayed my visor down and my windshield down. This one I use when I go on a long distance ride. This weekend was not really a long distance ride, but it was. So I decided to put it on. The main reason why I put it on was because I knew they were calling for the rain. And so you would think the bigger the shield, the better the protection against the rain. But in this case, it almost worked against me because of where I sit on the bike. This is in my line of sight. So it's like I either got to try to look under it or look over it. I don't know if you have that problem, but I do. And so that was miserable to an extent. But once I sprayed the stuff on it, the Rain X, it just beat it off. And so it didn't get foggy anymore. And so I was smooth sailing from there. But it did, like I said, it did let up. The rain let up. And so we went on through it with flying colors. I'll be talking more about it tomorrow morning on the Retro Philosophy Show, so make sure you join us. And we'll do a full review on the gear I took, how it did or didn't work, and we'll be talking about the four corners of Maryland as well. So if you have not already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know what you think about the content, and then we will go from there. I'm gonna finish wiping this old girl down, then I'm gonna get the wife's bike wiped down. I told her, being a motorcycle owner, you gotta make sure your bike stay clean when you come back from a ride. She said, well, it's gonna sit there. I guess she figured so why should she, right? I'm gonna make a, well, I was gonna say I'm gonna make a biker chick out of her, but she's good peeps, man, so she good. I'm gonna go ahead and clean, and then we're gonna take us a little stroll around town. I really should be in bed because this was a long weekend. It was a long week, let alone just a long weekend. But for some reason, here I am out here. I done cut the grass and weed whacked, and now I'm cleaning the bike. But I tell you what, when I do hit that bed, it's gonna be a wrap. So I guess we'll talk tomorrow morning as well. What do you do after a trip? I believe there are some things you should do right after you get back instead of waiting until the next time. And we'll talk about what those things are and why. So make sure you hit that notification bell if you've already subscribed to the channel. That way when we get ready to go live, you'll be notified. So, it's your boy Retro, man. I'm gonna do something that the devil won't do, and I'm gonna leave you alone. Mission 448 and all that good stuff. Y'all be blessed.